Welcome back to Section 5, Dividing Decimals. Here we're going to be using estimation to help us divide. So for A, we have 2.8 divided by 1.4. So what we're going to do is ignore the decimals and then divide normally. So in this case, we would have 28 divided by 14. Now when you do that, you should get 2. So now let's use front-end estimation to help us determine where to put the decimal. So some of our possible choices are 0.02, 0.2, just 2, and so on. So if I look at the whole numbers in my expression, I would have 2 divided by 1, which is 2. So between all the possible choices we have, our answer is just simply 2. Now let's look at the next example. Here we have 12.8 divided by 0.4. So ignoring the decimals, we would have 128 divided by 4. Now we can easily divide this because 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So putting that together, we get an answer of 32. So again, now we need to figure out where to put the decimal. Is it 0.32, 3.2, or is it simply 32? Using front-end estimation, like we did for A, can be a little bit trickier here since the divisor starts with a 0. If we look at the whole numbers and do 12 divided by 0 here, you'll see that that's not possible since we can't divide by 0. So we need to do something else. Let's round. 12.8 is close to 13, and 0.4 is close to 0.5, a half. So if we figure this out, we'll get an approximate size of what our answer should be. So to perform this calculation, just say you had 13 objects, say 13 pizzas. If you were to cut each one of those in half, how many pieces would you have? You would have 26. So now, knowing my answer is around 26 tells me that it's not going to be 0.32 or 3.2. It's in fact just going to be 32. Now this last example, the quotient is already calculated. We just need to determine where to put the decimal. So for A, we have 46.92 divided by 5.1. Now I'm not going to use front-end estimation here because I can't divide 46 by 5 evenly. Instead, I'm going to round. If I change 46 to 45, that is divisible by 5, so let's do that. 45 divided by 5 is 9, so that means I'll put my decimal right here in between the 9 and the 2. For B, if I use front-end estimation here, I can say 6 divided by 1 is 6. So now knowing my answer is around 6, I will put my decimal here to give me 3.8. Now for C, I have 32 divided by 4, which is 8. So my decimal can go right here. 7.2 is close to 8, closer than 72 would be, or 0.72. Now for D, we have a similar situation as to the last example where the divisor started with a 0. So I can't do 3 divided by 0. So instead, let's look at this. 3.6 divided by 0.2. If I multiply numerator and denominator by 10, that moves the decimal of each number one place to the right, giving us 36 over 2. Now when we divide that, we get 18. So my decimal can go just at the end, or doesn't need to go there at all, really. So that's how you can estimate to help you divide decimals. You can now move on to the next video in this lesson.